Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Leon. So recently I got into the Berserk manga. For those that don't know, Berserk is a manga created by Kentaro Miura. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2021 last year, but there are a total of 40 volumes of Berserk. And Berserk is a very nuanced tale. It has a lot of different themes. I really hope that it does get completed and finished. But this video is a quiz I found where it goes over the first 6 volumes of Berserk. And I wanted to test everybody's knowledge, especially new Berserk fans. I wanted to go through the quiz with you all, and we're going to complete it together, and we're going to compare our answers. And for those that want to do that, I'm going to link this quiz in the description box. This is simply just to gain more interest in Berserk and to definitely share in the appreciation. I don't really like calling myself a fan. I really don't like that word. I guess I consider myself a connoisseur of things. I like it to a degree, but I'm not going to be completely obsessed with it. So let's use this particular quiz that I found. So this quiz has 10 questions, and the average score is actually 6 out of 10. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go through every question. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my answer. I'm going to pause the video for a couple of seconds. I'm going to give you a chance to pick your answer, and then I'm going to go through it. And at the end, I'm going to actually submit my answers, and then we can compare them. So the first question is, in Volume 1, when you first are introduced to the main character Guts, he refers to himself by what name? The choices are the Dragon Slayer, the Last Warrior, the Berserker, the Black Swordsman. All right, so my answer is going to be the Black Swordsman. Question 2. Puck is an important character who is introduced in the first volume. Puck, with his positive, happy demeanor, seems like a very unlikely partnership for Guts, who is almost the complete opposite. Puck is what kind of mythical creature? The choices are elf, mermaid, fairy, and gnome. So this one, my answer is going to be elf. Number 3. Guts is definitely not your typical medieval swordsman, seeing as his enemies are mostly demons and he himself is just a human. Having typical weapons wouldn't keep him alive for very long. Which of these is not a weapon that Guts has at his disposal? The choices are a mechanical arm equipped with a cannon, a pair of silver throwing axes, a 7-foot long sword, a repeating crossbow. And my answer is going to be a pair of silver throwing axes. Number 4. Starting in Volume 3, the manga goes into a flashback 10 volumes long about Gus's past and how he became the Black Swordsman. Starting with the beginning of the flashback, what is so peculiar about Gus's birth? The choices are: he was born holding a sword, he was born with no arm, he was born from a dead body, he was born during a fire. And my answer is going to be he was born from a dead body. Number 5. Guts is taken in by the mercenary group leader Gambino, whom Guts believes is his real father. One of the first lessons that Guts has learned is how to fight and protect himself with a sword. One day during a training session with Gambino, he receives a scar that becomes one of his major physical traits. Where is the scar? The choices are his forehead, his chin, his right ear, his nose bridge. And my choice is going to be his nose bridge. Number 6. After some important events and a couple time gaps, we next find a 15-year-old Guts battling in an army as a lone mercenary. After the battle, Guts is attacked by soldiers from another mercenary group because they believe he has earned a large reward from the previous battle. What is the name of this mercenary group? The choices are the Men of Winged Horses, the Black Rhino Knights, the Band of the Hawk, the White Dragon Clan. And my choice is going to be the Band of the Hawk. Number 7. Griffith, the charismatic leader of the mercenary group, takes a liking to Guts and decides he wants him to join and become one of his soldiers. Guts refuses and only agrees to join if Griffith can defeat him in a sword battle. How does this battle end? The choices are: Guts knocks out Griffith. It ends in a draw. Griffith cuts off Guts' arm. Griffith dislocates Guts' shoulder. And my choice is going to be Griffith dislocates Guts' shoulder. Number 8. After being with the Hawks for 3 years, Guts becomes a commander and is given increasingly difficult tasks to accomplish in battle. During one particularly dangerous assignment, Guts goes into a castle to fight a lone enemy who has single-handedly killed 500 of his men. This leads to Guts fighting his first apostle. What is his name? The choices are Nosferatu, Batduzo, the Skull Knight, Void. And my choice is going to be Nosferatu. Number 8. No, I'm sorry. It's number 9. Number 9, I'm sorry. Due to Griffith's triumph during Midland's War, he is given the honor of being the king's personal guard for the year's annual hunt. All seems to be going well until the horse of the king's daughter, Charlotte, becomes spooked and runs off. Griffith, being quickest to react, catches up and saves the princess. As Griffith is turning to return to his horse, what happens? Choices are: he collapses from exhaustion, the princess stabs him in the back, the princess is struck by an arrow, he is struck by an arrow. And my choice is he is struck by an arrow. And the final question: the relationship between Griffith and Guts is probably the most important one in the manga, and the way it develops is fascinating. Towards the end of Volume 6, we find Griffith in conversation with Princess Charlotte. During the conversation, Guts enters and overhears Griffith says something that changes Guts' life forever and ultimately changes the fate of the Band of the Hawk. What is it Griffith says? The choices are: a soldier's death is unfortunate, 1,000 soldiers' deaths, that's war. The king cannot stop me from winning my kingdom. A friend in my mind is someone that is my equal. Guts will always be mine. And my answer is going to be: a friend in my mind is someone that is my equal. So those are the 10 questions. So let's go ahead and see how accurate we were. And by the way, I want you all to go ahead and submit your answers first. Then once you've submitted the answers, go ahead and pause the video and submit them, and we'll do a comparison. So let's go ahead and hit submit my answers. So it says, let's see how you did. So it looks like I know Berserk. Looks like it. So I got all 10 questions correct. So I'll read all the answers real quick. So it says, in Volume 1, when you first are introduced to the main character, Guts, he refers to himself by what name? The Black Swordsman is the correct answer. Guts, at first impression, seems like a very unlikely hero, and he is portrayed as evil and heartless. But as the story progresses and you learn more about his past, you can understand why he is the way he is. Number 2, Puck is an important character who is introduced in the first volume. Puck, with his positive, happy demeanor, seems like a very unlikely partnership for Guts, who is also the complete opposite. Almost the complete opposite. Puck is what kind of mythical creature? The correct answer is elf. Puck has the ability to produce a powder that can magically heal any injury, and he uses it numerous times to help Guts' injuries. Number 3, Guts is definitely not your typical medieval swordsman, seeing as his enemies are mostly demons, and he himself is just a human. Having typical weapons wouldn't keep him alive for very long. Which of these is not a weapon that Guts has at his disposal? The correct answer is a pair of silver throwing axes. Believe it or not, Guts does have a 7-foot long sword called the Dragon Slayer. He swings it with surprise skill and speed for a weapon of his size. It describes it as more of a giant iron slab attached to a hilt as opposed to an actual sword. Number 4, starting in Volume 3, the manga goes into a flashback 10 volumes long about Guts' past and how he became to be the Black Swordsman. Starting with the beginning of the flashback, what is so peculiar about Guts' birth? The correct answer is he was born from a dead body. Gus was found by a mercenary group who happened to spot him laying on the bloody, mud-covered grounds under the corpse of his deceased mother, who was just hanged. This leads to the big mystery of the identity of Gus's real parents. Number 5. Guts is taken in by the mercenary group leader Gambino, who Guts believes is his real father. One of the first lessons that Guts learns is how to fight and protect himself with a sword. One day during a training session with Gambino, he receives a scar that becomes one of his major physical traits. Where is this scar? The correct answer is his nose bridge. During his training sessions with Gambino, Gus decides to use a sword much bigger than one that would be normal size for a kid. He becomes used to using oversized swords because of this and never uses swords of normal size. Number 6. After some important events and a couple time gaps, we next find a 15-year-old Guts battling the army as a lone mercenary. After the battle, he is attacked by soldiers from another mercenary group because they believe he has earned a large reward from the previous battle. What is the name of this mercenary group? The correct answer is the Band of the Hawk. To say the least, the attack is unsuccessful, and Guts ends up killing one soldier and maiming another. This encounter with the Band of the Hawk is one of the most important events in the manga. Number 7. Griffith, the charismatic leader of the mercenary group, takes a liking to Guts and decides he wants him to join and become one of his soldiers. Gus refuses and only agrees to join if Griffith can defeat him in a sword battle. How does this battle end? The answer is Griffith dislocates Gus' shoulder. After this battle, Gus joins the group and becomes one of the strongest members. Many of the members resent Gus because of the special attention he receives from Griffith, who they revere almost as a godly figure. Number 8. After being with the Hawks for 3 years, Gus becomes a commander and is given increasingly difficult tasks to accomplish in battle. During one particularly dangerous assignment, Guts goes into a castle to fight a lone enemy who has single-handedly killed 500 of his men. This leads to Guts fighting his first apostle. What is his name? The correct answer is Nosferatu Zod. The immortal Nosferatu Zod is not only the first apostle that Guts meets, he's also one of the strongest, and only reason Guts isn't killed is because Griffith comes and helps him. During the battle against Zod, Guts and Griffith are able to cut off Zod's arm, but this only makes him angry and causes him to change form and become even stronger. Just when you think they are about to be killed, Zod spots the item on Griffith's necklace and lets them live. The reason for this are revealed later in the manga. Number 9. Due to Griffith's triumphs during Midland's War, he is given the honor of being the king's personal guard for the year's annual hunt. All seems to go well until the horse of the king's daughter, Charlotte, becomes spooked and runs off. Griffith, being quick to react, catches up and saves the princess. As Griffith is turning to return to his horse, what happens? Correct answer is he is struck by an arrow. Guts and the other members of the band are quick to realize that it was not just some accident caused by a stray arrow, and they quickly begin the search for the assassin. Luckily, Griffith is saved once again from a certain death due to the egg-shaped pendant around his neck, which amazingly was struck with the arrow that surely would have struck Griffith in the heart. And finally, the relationship between Griffith and Guts is probably the most important one in the manga, and the way it develops is fascinating. Towards the end of Volume 6, we find Griffith in conversation with Princess Charlotte. During the conversation, Guts enters and overhears Griffith say something that changes Guts' life forever and ultimately changes the fate of the Band of the Hawk. What is it Griffith says? The correct answer is, a friend of mine is someone that is my equal. This statement is very important because it profoundly affects Gus's relationship with Griffith. In order for Gus to truly be Griffith's friend, he must first become his equal. For that to happen, Gus must leave and find his true self. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I happen to like this particular quiz. Actually, the first time I took it, I made a perfect score. The reason why is because I've been watching Berserk. I've been kind of binging on Berserk recently, and I definitely have been consuming a lot of the content. So if you you want me to make more of these videos, please be sure to leave some feedback, leave a like, share it with others, and I'm gonna try to find some more quizzes like this. Of course, there are 40 different volumes, so I imagine there probably will be other volumes for this. For those that are interested in purchasing the deluxe editions of the Berserk volumes, every deluxe volume, it encompasses 3 regular volumes, and the deluxe volumes are large, oversized hardcover books. I actually really like them. Each book retails for $50, but Amazon has them for a little bit cheaper, so you can get them for about between $30 and $35 or $40. Also, too, there are 10 volumes right now of the deluxe volumes, so that's the first 30 of the 40 chapters. There's supposed to be another chapter coming out, I believe, in June or July. So that's going to be chapter 11. It's going to cover the basically it's going to be the next 3 chapters of Berserk. And from what it seems like, there's going to probably be at least 15 different volumes if Berserk continues or not. But as of right now, there are 40 volumes, and each volume of the deluxe copy encompasses 3 regular volumes. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and have a blessed day. Thank you.